Okay, so I'm just going to gently pull this off here. All right, and that piece we don't need again. These two halves can simply go to the side. Now this part here, if you just watch this carefully, what we need to do is you'll see there's two levers at the front here. If we actually lift those levers simultaneously, it will actually lift this whole mechanism off or up. And then if you slide forward towards the CO2 valve, keep pushing them forward and then slide the whole thing forward, it will actually come off. Now you'll see there's a couple of little plastic wheels, and these try and keep this in the right spot. It's not impossible to get back together, but if you don't remember exactly how it was, it can be a real pain in the ass. Alright, so put that aside, hole, and nice and gentle. So the last thing we need to do is just take out these two screws here. So there's one screw there. And we've got one screw here. Okay, and that simply lifts off. Now, drop those screws out, exactly the same, so you can keep them all together. Now the last thing just to note here, by pulling that off, you've actually removed the locking mechanism to keep this on. Okay, so when we do the reassembly, just remember that that has to be in place first before we put that in, which in turn locks it into place. Okay, so that's all apart. All of this can be put away. We don't need any of that until we're ready to do one drill hole. That's probably the most intensive thing that we're going to have to do. The last screw to take this whole mechanism out is just here. It's a small black screw. It's the only different one in the whole setup. Okay, and that will allow you to pop that entire mechanism off, and that's your CO2 mechanism. Pull that little black screw off, and just remember that it's your black screw that goes here. Alright, the last thing to pull apart is to pull these hoses off. Alright, so the way we do that, this just goes to show what low pressure this operates on. This is just a bit of PVC hosing, and you'll see here, these are just little plastic slides. They just slide off. It's a little bit of plastic tubing designed to pinch that on. Pull both hoses off. Okay, this is where the pliers come in handy. Okay, and there's all your parts. So that's your in valve for the bottle. That's what picks up from the 12 gram CO2 bulbs inside the Tap King heads. These two little flanges, and there's a little bit of hose. Now keep all of this. You will need just about all of this to do the build. So that's your Tap King head disassembled.